Hi there. Welcome to Very Good Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Billy, and this is going to be a short, continuous, core working, arm balancing, upper body strengthening vinyasa flow. All you're going to need for class is one block, and that's it. Since this is a shorter class today, let's get started and lie down on our backs in a Shavasana, please. And make sure, as you make your way onto the floor, onto your back, that you have your block somewhere arms reaching distance. Close your eyes and begin to bring a little bit more awareness into your breath. And maybe with these first few moments of class, you just simply notice. The transition, the feeling in the body that happens when we go from a more upright position into a more reclined position on the floor. Keeping the eyes closed, inhaling and exhaling specifically through the nose. And then let's just take maybe 3 to 5 more rounds of breath here. So it's not an ujjayi breath, it's just a really simple and sweet inhale and exhale through the nose. Grab your block and bend both of your knees and step your feet down onto the floor. What I'm going to have you do is place the block the lowest height on top of your left thigh, and then pin the block to your leg with your left elbow. Pick the right foot off the floor, tap the right elbow to the right thigh, so both of your shoulders are lifted and your lower back is pressing down. Keep the block pinned to the left thigh, extend your right leg forward, your right arm back, and then come back through center to connect. So that's 1. We're going to do that for 10. Re-extend and connect. Keep the shoulders lifted for 9, 8, 7, 6. This escalated quickly for 5, 4, 3. Keep pressing the block with the left elbow. 2. Last 1. Feet and shoulders are still lifted. Just set up for the second side. So grab the block, pin it to your right thigh with your right elbow, and then tap your left thigh with your left elbow. Your shoulders are still lifted. Reach the left leg forward, the left arm back, and then curl it back in. Re-extend for 10, 9, 8, for 7, 6, last 5. Keep pressing the block with the right elbow. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Place the block off to the side and come into an early bridge pose. Press your feet down and lift your hips up into the air. Keep your hips lifted and then re-extend the arms so the biceps are by the ears and the fingertips are reaching back. And folks, this is not going to be your deepest expression of a bridge pose. This is just a counter pose for that brief bit of core work that we just did. And then lower your hips back to the floor. Collect your knees into the belly. Take a few rocks up and down the length of your spine. And eventually roll your way up into a standing forward fold at the top of your space. Bend into the knees so that the belly connects with the thighs. Keep your hands on the floor as you inhale, flat back. Exhale is full. Inhale, come up to stand, reach the arms up high. Maybe look up, maybe see your palms touch as you come into Tadasana, lower the arms down by the hips. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, Urdhva. Maybe bend your knees as you exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. And on your exhale, step, and come into a plank pose. So your legs are straight and your thighs are lifting up into the ceiling. Press into the palms to spread the shoulder blades away from the middle of your spine. Inhale to lengthen. Chaturanga is the out breath, lower halfway. Inhale, come up into your back bend, upward facing dog. And on the out breath, downward facing dog for about 5 rounds of breath. And just like when you go from Urdhva Hastasana into your forward fold, I think a bend in the knees is a pretty good idea. So the tailbone lifts up and back to where the wall meets the ceiling behind you, but the crown of the head reaches down and forward to the floor. Bring your feet a little closer together and lift the right leg up into a 3-legged dog, please. Flex the right foot, turn out the toes, bend the knee, and open up your hip. Look at your left kneecap. And notice if when you open your hip, the knee turns to the floor, point your left knee straight down to the ground. Lift the right knee up a little bit higher, full breath in. Exhale, right knee in between the elbows. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb so you're in a runner's lunge. Inhale, dip your hips, lift your chest, and look forwards. Exhale, straighten and fold over the front right thigh. So you're in this variation of pyramid pose. Your back heel will stay lifted, but at the same time, lengthen the heel down to the floor to straighten out the front right leg. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Runner's lunge, rebend into the front knee. Simple twist. Peel the right arm out and up. Turn the left rib cage towards the inner right thigh. Lift the left hip bone up and hug the outer right hip in to keep your pelvis in a more leveled and neutral position. Inhale the top arm forwards. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Press your feet down. Inhale, come up to stand. Reach the arms up high. Maybe look up. Maybe see the palms touch as you come into a Tadasana with the arms by your hips. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back, prepares for Chaturanga. Keep looking forward as you hop or step, lower halfway. Inhale, find your back bend, lift the legs up high. Downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. Bring your feet a little closer together and please lift the left leg up into a 3-legged dog. Flex to the left foot, turn out the toes, bend the knee and open up your hip. So again, the right knee points down and the outer right hip is hugging in. So even though I'm sure you're feeling the opening in the left leg, think about what you're doing on the floor with the right leg. Lift the left knee up higher, full breath in. And on the exhale, knee in between the elbows. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb. Runner's lunge. Hands are on the floor, possibly on blocks as you inhale. Dip your hips, lift your chest, look forwards. And on the out breath, straighten and fold over the front left leg. I realize I only told you to grab one block for class, but to be honest, two might come in handy here. That's my bad, you guys. Hopefully everyone's doing okay with this. One block could do the trick though. Reach your right heel back. Inhales a flat back. Exhales a fold. Runner's lunge, rebend into the front knee. Simple twist. Peel the left arm out and up. Turn the right rib cage towards the inner left leg. Could you lift the inner right hip bone up and hug the outer left hip in? Inhale, slim the top arm forwards. Forward fold is the exhale. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale is fold. Press your feet down. Inhale, come up to stand. Reach the arms up high. Maybe look up. Maybe see the palms touch as you come into a Tadasana, arms by your sides. Bring your feet together to touch. Sit your hips low, and on an inhale, please come into Utkatasana chair pose. Keep the weight in the heels. Sit your butt down and back. And then can you stay this low with your hips and legs, but lift up and out of the belly? One more breath. Belly to thighs, hands to floor. Straighten out the legs and come into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga to lower. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog. Thighs are off the floor. And then use your belly and come up into a downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up high, come into a three-legged dog and take a full breath in. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Step your right foot forward to your right thumb and come up into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. And on the out breath, chaturanga to lower. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog. And on the out breath, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog and take a full breath in. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Step your left foot forward to your left thumb, high crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Chaturanga is the out breath, lower. Inhale to your back bend, Urdhva Mukha. And on the out breath, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog for 5 rounds of breath. So just like those variations of pyramid pose earlier today, could you melt your heels down to the floor, but at the same time, lift the thigh bones up into the hips. Your gaze is in between your feet. The inner thighs are rolling back. Full breath in. On empty, look forward, bend into the knees, hop, spring, or step to your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend into the knees. Lift the heart and the chest up high. Look forwards. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Come all the way up to stand. And meet me in a Tadasana with the arms by the sides. Maybe could you sweep the floor with the fingertips as you inhale, come into chair pose. Bakasana crow pose. Plant your palms on the floor and keep your big toes together to touch. Come up high onto the balls of the feet, look forward. And as you put the knees in the backs of the triceps, could you get your feet off the floor? 5 to 8 rounds of breath if you are here. Hug the elbows together. Use your hamstrings to pull your heels in towards your butt. And then maybe if you have the crow, you could shoot back and land in a chaturanga. Inhale, come up into your back bend, upward facing dog. And on the out breath, downward facing dog. Ground your left heel down like you would do in a warrior one. And then please step your right foot as far forward as you can for a warrior one. Inhale, come up to stand. Reach the arms up high. Chaturanga is the out breath, lower halfway. Inhale to back bend, Urdhva Mukha. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Ground your right heel down. Step your left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale, come all the way up. Chaturanga. Exhale to lower. Inhales your back bend, Urdhva Mukha. And on the out breath, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog for 5, 4, for 3, 2, inhale on 1, on empty, look forward, bend into the knees, hop, spring, or step, forward fold, inhale, flat back, exhale is fold, inhale, chair pose, bend into the knees, lift the heart and the chest up high, look forwards, bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart and come into a twisting chair over to the right. So the left elbow will connect outside of the right thigh. It's pretty hard to twist when you are rounding your spine. So do the work of up dog, do the work of flat back, and reach the tips of the ears forward. Inhale, chair pose, come back through center. And on the exhale, twist to the left this time. Connect the right elbow outside of the left thigh. And do all the things that you did on that first side. Tips of the ears forward, tailbone down and back. So you're trying to create length and extension going in 2 separate directions. Inhale, chair pose, come back through center. Forward fold is the out breath. Inhale, flat back, prepares you for chaturanga. And on the out breath, chaturanga to lower. Inhale, come up into back bend, upward facing dog. Exhale is downward facing dog. Listen carefully with your ears. Ground your left heel down like you would do in a warrior one. And lift your right leg up high, 3-legged dog variation. Inhale. Exhale, knee in between the elbows. Try to step your right foot as far forward as you can and come up into warrior one, 5 breaths. Bend deep into your front knees so you can get lower with your legs and hips. And then keep this depth that you've created for yourself and lift out of the belly, the ribs, the shoulders, and the arms. One more inhale. Runner's lunge is the exhale. Frame your front right foot and flip up your back left heel. stay in runner's lunge, but scoot your right foot back maybe about 10 inches. To set up for a one-legged crow pose, put the right knee on the back of the right tricep. Look forward. Maybe as you pluck the right foot off the floor, you lean forward into your hands and get some hang time here today. So you're trying to get about 5 to 8 rounds of breath. And while you're holding this one-legged crow shape, not only are you pressing the floor away from you with the palms, but you're hugging the elbows in. So you have this really strong foundation and base that's essentially chaturanga with the arms. And then after about 5 to 8 rounds, plank, chaturanga, vinyasa, send it up and back into your downward facing dog. And if you need more time in that arm balance, you can always pause the video. But if you're ready to move on, ground your right heel down like you would do in Warrior One. And with the right heel on the floor, lift the left leg up. 3-legged dog variation is your inhale. Knee in between the elbows. Step your left foot as far forward as you can and come up Warrior One for 5 breaths. Relax the breath. Go down with your legs, your hips, your tail. And then rise up and out of the belly and ribs. One more inhale. Runner's lunge is the exhale. Frame the front left foot, flip up the back right heel. Shorten your stance, so back your left foot up roughly 10 inches. Plant your palms on the floor and place the left knee on the back of the left tricep. Palms are pressing down, elbows are hugging in. Whoa. Not the best demo today, but that's okay. Some days you got it, some days you don't. Hopefully it's going much better for you folks at home than it is for me here. And if it doesn't work the first time, try it again. If it doesn't work the second time, try it again. And then when you're over it, take it back to downward facing dog. So this is something my teacher's been saying a lot lately in her classes, and I love it. No effort is wasted. So maybe that was brand new to you and you've never tried an arm balance before. Maybe it didn't go the way you wanted to and you've done arm balances before. You know, it's not about the poses. Sometimes it's just about showing up and planting the seeds. Eventually make your way onto your back. Whether you drop the knees and roll over, maybe you shoot through, lie down. Okay. We're going to do one back bend today. So we'll give you the option to take a prolonged wheel pose. Maybe it's a prolonged bridge pose. Maybe it's a prolonged supported bridge pose. Press your feet into the floor and lift your hips up into the air. If you're interested in wheel, reach the arms overhead so that the biceps are by your ears. Place your hands wide to frame your face. Inhale brings you up onto the crown of your head. And on your exhale, wheel pose. Straighten out the arms and press your feet down and forwards. Don't forget to breathe. I think that's the most helpful thing I can say for this. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower all the way down to the floor. And come into a Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees out wide. And close your eyes and just deepen your breath. Now notice the energy, notice the buzz, the vibrations that happen after a long back bend. So this is where I am going to lead you today. And if you have the time to take some Shavasana, I would highly recommend it you stay where you are for as long as you can. Maybe keep the feet together in the Baddha shape. Maybe you extend the legs forward for something more conventional. But thank you for practicing with me today. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe. Namaste.